What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It is the 10th of May. We're going to take a look this morning, this Friday morning, at Aerodrome Finance. This will be the Aerodrome Finance / the US dollar pair. This will be from Coinbase, the price data. This will be a daily chart on tradingview.com, a charting service. I use the free charting service, guys. Everything you see here on the screen, you can do as well at no cost. It is a free charting service. Guys, Aerodrome, what is going on here? Another day in the red. This will be the third day in the red, depending on where we close, obviously. So let's do a quick recap here. Aerodrome, we have a arrow. The arrow right here shows us right now the current low in this pullback here. So we've had a pullback for a couple days now. And I have keep mentioning, look, we need to put in a low, which needs to hold, which hasn't yet. And then we need to take off with a higher low. And that'll at least give us a starting point for a move back north, a move back to the upside. Well, yesterday, which would have been the 9th of May, we put in another lower low. We hit a low yesterday of $1.01634. So far, today's low is 106, and yesterday's low was 101,634. So we are higher than yesterday's low. That's a good start. Let's see if yesterday's low can hold. Judging by the candle, actually, yesterday, we had a nice wick below. We closed in the upper end, even though it was in the red. That is a nice look. Like I said, that looks like more of a low that will hold than the past couple days, I should say. So time will tell. But that's what I want to see. I want to see a low hold. I want to see the next day not take out those lows, and that'll at least give us an area to look for upside price movement. We have Bitcoin down. It's basically flat. It's down $69. We just put out a Pangolin video. Pangolin was up 13+% during that recording. We talked about that. That'll be out. I think it's 5 or 5:15 a.m. for all non-members. Anyways, back to Aerodrome. So I want to throw the fibs on here using a high and yesterday's low, since we put in new lows yesterday, to give us some targets to shoot for to the upside. Now, a lot of you probably just buy and hold, but those of you who don't, or those of you who maybe want to take some profits, whatever the case is, guys, we're going to throw up some targets here for Aerodrome. We're going to take our highs of this pullback and yesterday's low. So, of course, guys, this is not financial advice. Please make your own financial decisions. So based on this most recent pullback here to the downside, which I do expect to break higher like this, for starters, just based on this price action, nothing else, just based on the price action from the 5th of May until the 9th of May. So that would be the high of the move. $1.31. I believe that was the high of the move. The high of this pullback, excuse me. That's going to give us a upper target there for starters at $1.53. 153. That's the 1618 Fibonacci level at $1.53. That's right here, guys. So if this price, which I do expect to break to the upside, taking out the highs, getting us above 136.76, obviously above 128, which is our current resistance, I would expect some reaction, some resistance up there at $1.56. And the fibs tell us that it could be a little lower at $1.53. So that's a good area. In my opinion, of course, I think price will, get to, assuming we break out here. Let's see here, from the calculator percentage return, you're at about a 43 to 46 or so % move to the upside. So I wanted to put that on there. Looks like we're ticking lower here. Once again, we're down 1.86%. So that's just for starter, guys. We have the next fib level up there at the 2618, 197, $1.97. My levels on the chart aren't quite that high. 186.11, and then I have one slightly below that at $1.83. 183.529. But you can see where the fib is up there at the 2618, 197. Now that's just based on this recent pullback. So these targets will be much higher if you use a a much broader price area. So if you used the 12th down to the the 30th, you're going to have a much wider zone. You're going to have much taller targets, much higher targets, I should say. But I like to look at the charts, pretty zoomed in here, and that's why we're using such a small time frame and then basing the fibs off of that. I think it's very realistic. Once this thing finally puts its lows in and starts to tick higher, that's when I think we're going to have these upper targets come into play. But until then, we'll see. We keep making new lows, so it's just not quite over yet. We're still, let's knock the fibs off the chart here. We still have a nice, obviously our lows are in at 85. Our resistance is in at 128. We obviously have a higher low as of yesterday. So far every day we've been making new lows, and we're looking for that pop to the upside, guys. We're looking for that breakout, that higher high. We want to get above 128 resistance. We want to start to test those upper targets and shoot for them. 136, 156.80, like I said, 186.11, 135, 183.529, excuse me, right up in here. So it starts with a low, and then the next day will be a higher low. And so far we have that today, but that's usually how it begins. Sometimes you'll see the low actually also being the breakout. So like, for example, yesterday we made a new low, but sometimes the markets can make a new low and then actually turn around and start to rally back to the upside. So a big shakeout. But so far we don't have that right now, but I'm not saying, it is possible for that to take place. So that's kind of what I see here for Aerodrome. It's yesterday's candle looks good. Obviously keep an eye on Bitcoin. Bitcoin down 90. It's basically flat. Let's jump over to the Bitcoin chart. A lot of people in the comments have been saying, it looks like we're heading back down to 85. Of course, they may be right. We have pretty solid support right down there at 85. The markets are going to have to get crushed pretty hard for Aerodrome to be back down there at 85. Not saying it's not possible. Of course, it's possible. It's a 20% move. I mean, Bitcoin would really have to get hit, I think, for Aerodrome to be down there. I think there's more likelihood of the price actually breaking higher from here than lower. So, I don't control Bitcoin though, so that's why we're keeping an eye on that on the daily. It's the it's the big elephant in the room. Let's take a look at it real quick. Bitcoin, let's try to clean this up a little bit. Bitcoin has some pretty solid resistance at the basically 64,375 to 63,788 levels right in here. We want to see a break above those. So yesterday's candle, guys, this is a bullish engulfing candle right here on the 9th of May. We made new lows. We made new highs. We closed in the upper end of the range. We closed higher than the previous day. This is a bullish engulfing candle right here. It's a good sign to see for Bitcoin. We want to see some follow through. Obviously, we don't want to see this thing fail. We basically want to get above and close above 64,375. That's this purple line here, and then make a new high. And if that happens, I can't guarantee you, but I would think Aerodrome would start to really get a nice upside move, taking us back up to at least 128, probably more like 136.76. Guys, That's my Friday thoughts on Aerodrome, at least this morning. It's a long day. We'll see how it goes. Keep an eye on Bitcoin. Aerodrome is currently down 1.96%. We're trading at $1.06557. Once again, guys, this is the Coinbase chart, Aerodrome/USD daily chart. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and join us here. All links down below. You guys have a great day.